Have you ever wanted to see some of the most beautiful places in the US? Well, then this list might be for you. Today we're going to be looking at the most beautiful US national parks. Now this is a top 8 list that will be based off of opinions, but you can choose which ones you like the most. I personally love national parks with lakes and mountains, so there are going to be a lot of those on this list. So finally onto the list. Number 8, Olympic National Park. Olympic National Park is located in Washington State. It is also actually near Olympia, Washington, the capital. This park has lush forests and rivers, and it seems like kind of a rainforest. You can camp and boat, and it's also a short drive away from the ocean. While it's very beautiful and scenic, I don't think it's as good as the other national parks on this list, and that's why I have it at number 8. Number 7, Zion National Park. Zion National Park is located in southwestern Utah. It is a nature preserve that includes the steep red Zion Canyon. A lot of people camp at Zion, and you can get around by car, horseback, or just walking. Most people, including me, agree that Zion is the best national park in Utah, but a lot of people have different opinions, and it made number 7 on my list. Number 6, the Grand Canyon. Alright, so before you start insulting me in the comments, I just want to say, again, that this is an opinion list, and you might have Grand Canyon at number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, you get it. This is just my list, and you can rank it wherever you want in your personal list. And as stated before, I really like the national parks with mountains and lakes, and Grand Canyon is basically just a canyon. It's amazing, it just doesn't rank in my list compared to some of the others. Anyways, onto the facts about the Grand Canyon. Like Zion, Grand Canyon is also a canyon. Who would have guessed? But it's much more popular than Zion, and more people talk about the Grand Canyon than Zion. It's 277 miles long, 18 miles wide, and 1 mile deep. At the Grand Canyon, you can sightsee, hike, run, raft, or do a helicopter tour, along with many other things. According to National Geographic, there were over 6 million visitors in 2018 at the Grand Canyon, making it the second most visited national park, just behind the Great Smoky Mountains at 11 million visits. As you can see, and if you didn't already know, the Grand Canyon is very popular, and it makes number 6 on my list. Number 5, Acadia National Park. Acadia is our first and only East Coast national park on the list, and it's located in Maine. This national park brings rocky beaches and granite peaks to the table. Acadia is also home to moose, bears, and whales. DK.com ranked it as the number 1 national park on the East Coast. This isn't really surprising because the northeast region of New England is definitely more scenic than the southeast. And that's why this park in Maine makes number 5. Number 4, Rocky Mountain National Park. As the name suggests, this park in northern Colorado has mountains in it, along with forests and alpine tundra. It is known for the Trail Ridge Road and the Old Fall River Road. This is undoubtedly one of the best spots to get a good glimpse of the Rockies. It's perfect for both walking and driving. If you live in the East Coast and have seen or skied on the Appalachian Mountains, I just want to say that the Appalachians don't compare to the Rocky Mountains. I've skied in the Rocky Mountains and it was unforgettable. And if you don't ski, don't worry, you don't have to, you can just admire the view. These qualities are why it ranks number 4 on my list. Now we're on to the top 3. This is where we get to the most beautiful places in the US. Number 3, Grand Teton National Park. Grand Teton National Park has amazing mountain scenery, and the lakes include Jenny, Jackson, and String, as well as a few others. It's located in northwest Wyoming, and it has a 42-mile scenic drive loop. People say it's best to visit between May and September. It spans 310,000 acres, and the elevation is 13,776 feet. And the name the Grand Teton means... Actually, I'm gonna have you look that up on your own. Anyways, all of this is why it's ranked number 3 on my list. Number 2, Yellowstone National Park. You all know it, you all love it, and if you've been there, you'll never forget it. Yellowstone spans 3,500 square miles. It's located in Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. I don't know if you could hear it in the past minute or so, but my sister is being extremely loud with her friend. So do me a favor and try and ignore that. I'll move to a different room. Anyways, more about Yellowstone. Yellowstone includes canyons, alpine rivers, forests, geysers, and springs. The geyser you've seen in all the pictures is Old Faithful. Animals that sometimes show up in Yellowstone National Park include bears, wolves, bison, elk, and antelope. It is also home to the Grand Prismatic Hot Spring, which is the 3rd biggest spring in the world. And now on to number 1, Yosemite National Park. Yeah, I know, you probably guessed it. If it wasn't 8 through 2, it was definitely number 1. If you have ever seen pictures or been to Yosemite, you would know that it is incomparable to any other national park in the US. Yosemite is located in California's Sierra Nevada mountains. It contains sequoia trees, cliffs, waterfalls, and mountains. And if you didn't know, it is popular. TheCrazyTourist.com says it is the third most popular US national park. In 2018, it had just over 4 million visitors. But don't take my word for it, you have to see it for yourself. It's amazing. If you're ever planning to go to California soon, definitely go check it out. So that was my list on USA's most beautiful national parks. I really hope you liked it, and a special thanks to r/geography on Reddit for giving me a lot of video suggestions, and expect to see a lot more videos in the future. Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap up the video. Be nice, stay safe, and I'll see you next time on Travel Analysis.